I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
These are volatile times in the stock market.
Market's up 200, then it's up 800, it's up 700.
How do you get the facts when investing?
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. If you're confused about the stock market, get unconfused. Go to my site, philsgang.com, and listen to my radio show every weekday at 3 Eastern. What is the market going to do? We know exactly what the market's going to do.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
There's no need for you to be losing money.
Check it out, philsgang.com. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grande and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Why are investors listening to Phil Grande of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone. Learn off of them, one-on-one. Now, that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars. But I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro. Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
All I know is that the data is fine.
What is the likelihood of another real estate-led banking crisis?
I don't think that's likely.
In the next about 3 years or so, we're seeing $2.2 trillion worth of commercial real estate debt coming due.
We are monitoring current banking stresses carefully. Commercial real estate is an area that we've long been aware could create financial stability risks or losses in the banking system.
What is the likelihood of another real estate-led banking crisis?
I don't think that's likely.
Who's on first? Who's on second? Before I get on with that stuff, it's important to, and I told my members this morning, we've been in the spiders since, well, I'll give you the exact date we got in. We got in the spiders in November 13th, 2023. And I told the members, the new members, if you're going to try to get in now, it's really late, and it's high risk if you're going to do that. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. If you're starting to buy the spiders right now, that's where everybody gets hurt. You're better off waiting for a 5 or 7% correction. Remember, we're not just going to go into a crash. Remember, I told you, we're first going to have a big rally, and that's what we're having right now. The big rally that I told you would happen is occurring. Then I said you're going to pull back about 5 to 7%. And then it's that second rally. When that fails to make a new high, panic selling comes in. So you're better off wait to that little 5 to 7% pullback, and then when everybody jumps in and starts buying, that's where you should be buying, right there. And if it breaks out to a new high, you stay with it. But to get into the spiders or any of these stocks, I'm going to go over all the Magnificent Seven stocks with you today, too, because there's no more Magnificent Seven either. They're all breaking down. But let's get to, this is a joke. This is a joke. No banking crises. Consumers pretty strong. As I tell you, every day I get so sick of hearing that.
The consumer seems to be pretty strong.
He's not strong. He's not. If that were true, then why is it that repossessions of autos and trucks are at a 27-year high? 27-year high. But they're telling us consumers are pretty strong. Auto and credit card delinquencies, they've just made a new high, a record high. I think it's a 15-year record high. So how could that be? Now you got to understand, every BLS statistical release, before it gets out to us, goes to the White House and is fine-tuned by Joe Biden's go-to guy, Jared Bernstein. Even before going to the White House, he had a terrible reputation where, again, no moral sense about the truth. That was him. He has no moral sense about the truth. He just doesn't care about the truth. And here's what he did. With the statistics on health care, he's claiming that health care dropped 37%. Healthcare costs dropped 37%. Are you nuts? Between 2022 and 2023, healthcare increased 7%. 7, even more in some cases. But let's take the low. 7. He lies and says it's at 37%. You can't believe what this guy's saying. That's why, again, we use charts when we invest in stocks. We don't listen to this garbage. The charts will take all this garbage, take it in, and then it'll spit out pricing power. Price of a stock where it should be. But think about this. Everything is fine. That's what they're telling us. We have a Goldilocks economy, they're telling us. But yet, repossessions of auto and trucks are at a record 23% over last year, up 23%. And get this. During 2020 and 2022, because of Biden's terrible policy, inflationary policy of increasing money supply like a wild man, up 42%. Nobody ever increased the money supply by 42%. He got rates down, yes. Of course he got rates down. And during those rates, but he forgets the inflation it causes. So he got the rates down, and the auto dealers got greedy. You couldn't keep a car on the lot. The average car was on the lot 3 days. 3 days. Compared to today, 75 days. Now I'm talking between 2020 and 2022. So let's say the average car sat on a dealer's lot, let's say 3 to 6 days. Give me a little more room. There was such demand because the rates were so low, they're around 3%, 4%, 5%. That people went crazy buying these cars. And what they did, they screwed everybody. They took the price of your car, its manufacturer suggested retail price, and they popped it up 36%. You're paying 36% more than you should have been for your car between 2020 and 2022. And now people are upside down in their cars. 15 to 20%. Upside down. And as a result, the repossessions are at a record high. Repossessions. But they're telling us, though, the consumer's pretty strong.
The consumer seems to be pretty strong.
So how could that be? That doesn't even match up, does it? No. And then they tell us how wages are strong. Did your wages go up 36% in 24 months? Biden seems to think so.
Wages are growing faster than inflation.
Yeah, he thinks so. Biden wouldn't lie, would he? He always tells us the truth. Can you imagine? So they're telling us wages are keeping up with the inflation, where a car went up 36, a car and a truck went up 36%. Their purchasing price. Imagine these greedy dealers. Now these greedy dealers who are pumping up prices 36% above the manufacturer's retail price, now they're stuck with all these cars. 75 days to move a car compared to 3 to 5 days. The clock always comes back to 12. You can kick it, stomp it, drown it, always comes back to 12. And thank God there's payback for these dealers, these auto dealers who were screwing everybody when interest rates were low. Consumer strong, really. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. And also the same people who are paying 36% more for their car or truck than they should have, these are the same people who are now suffering today. 35 months later, not only are they losing their truck, but the gasoline prices after 36 months of Biden still up 40% from the first day he took office. 40%. Food still up 20%. Rent still up 25% from the day he took office. But what are they telling us? The consumer's pretty strong, pretty strong.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Phil Grande has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. What does it take to be a successful investor in the stock market? Developing your skills and learning from an expert like Phil Grande and philsgang.com.
It doesn't have to be hard or complicated to learn how to invest in stocks properly. It's like anything else. You're going to golf, or you're going to learn how to play tennis, ski. You need to be with someone, learn off of them, one-on-one. Now that can be really expensive, cost thousands of dollars, but I have a program that you can join for 10 days free.
Go to philsgang.com and sign up for a free 10-day trial. Phil Grande has developed tools to teach you how to invest in stocks properly. Not only when to buy stocks, but how to sell stocks short.
85% of people in the market lose money. Get out of that group by just joining Phil's Gang.
Now you can learn to invest like a pro with a pro, Phil Grande. Take advantage of this special offer for a free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Try it. 10 days free.
That's philsgang.com.
philsgang.com.
Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grande.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially in the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple. to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Now, remember, if you're chasing these magnificent stocks, the 7, and you didn't get in with us early in October, you got to be really careful. Because right now, if you look at Amazon is not magnificent. You know, so what are you talking about, Phil? It went from $155 and jumped right up to $170. It skipped trading. Yeah, that's what I mean. See, most people look at that, interpret that as strong. A professional trader would say, no. It means they used up their ammunition. They had that, last charge. That was the last big charge. So when you see a stock, and we're getting to the end of a cycle, and what I mean by that, you get a big surge where it skips numbers. So it skipped trading between 159 and 170. Go take a look at the volume, and you see the volume starting to drop in the last 4 days. That's sending you a message, okay, that their ammunition's gone. So, and same thing with Meta. Meta, remember, gapped up. Same thing. It gapped up from about 398, 399, okay, up to around 480. It's now 469, so it's starting to pull back. So any big gap up like that, and everybody gets excited and they want to get in, jump in before it goes higher. No, just the opposite. If you're already in a stock, like we were, okay, we got into Meta. We were into Meta. We got in a couple of different times, but the last time we got in, it was recent, was at December 15th. It was around $336, something like that. So when it gapped from 400 up to 480, what do you think the first thing I told my members to do? Sell into it. There you go. Sell into it. Take your profits. Where 99.99999% of the people got in at its high on February 2nd at 485. And today is 469. They're losing money. So the Magnificent 7 is what's been driving this entire stock market. It's been driving 8,000 stocks, not just the S&P 500. Remember, of the 500 stocks, you have these Magnificent 7. You have about another 5 tech stocks. That's been driving the S&P. You pull those stocks out of the S&P, the market didn't go anywhere. So you don't have Amazon, and they're gone now. Okay, now unless they make a new high with really high volume. You need extreme high volume, okay, to hold on to it, to justify it. But right now, as far as the Magnificent 7, those two are not magnificent. Google is not magnificent. Google had to drop the other way. So remember, Google was at 154, and it dropped all the way to 145. They skipped trading. That's very, very weak, very weak. So they're out of the 7 now. Take Apple. There you go. Another one, Apple. Matter of fact, showing a head and shoulder pattern today. Now, Apple's got a real problem because Apple, if you take the high around 200, okay, and she dropped back to about 180, and she's trying to work her way back up, but she's having trouble. Because remember, when it was around 200, it pulled back. She tried to get back to 200. The best she could do is 195. Failed again. Went all the way back down to 180. Now she's trying it again. It looks like it's failing now at 191. So you had a high of, we'll say, approximately 200. Failed there to go any higher. Pulled back. Tried again. Couldn't get back to the 200. I mean, couldn't get back to the 200. It stopped at 195, and then she tried to rally again, and now she's dropped at 190. So you got what you call lower highs, 200, 195, and 190. So that means it's going the wrong way. So that's out, gone. That's not part of the, this magnificent, I mean, still part of the Magnificent Seven, but they're not participating. Tesla, forget it. We've been shorting Tesla. We started to short Tesla at around 230, I think it was, and that was on December 15th, and today it's about 189, and we've taken most of our profit. That's a 17% return, okay? If you got in, when our color-coded chart turns red, you got to get in. Now, if you delay, and some of our members do sometimes, they don't have the confidence, but still, let's say they got a 7%. That's okay. What's wrong with that? But once you get confidence in the chart and you believe in the chart, you understand how it works, the minute it turns green, you're going to, bam, you're going to be in. Turns red, bam, you're going to be in. Okay, so my point is, these are the stocks that has taken this whole stock market up. If you look at the S&P, and if you go from October, okay, that drove this whole market up. And if you got in, let's say you got in instead of October, let's say you got in November, where a lot of my members got in November, from 447 up to today at 498. I don't know what that gain would be, but that had to be about, 13 maybe? 11% gain. Beautiful. Okay, but now what's going to happen is this. If you go to jump in now, that's high-risk trading because these stocks are so overpriced right now. Dangerous. So you got to get in these stocks early. And the other thing I told my members, I point out every morning now, let's keep our eye on FXI. We bought a little bit of FXI. What is that? Well, that's the Chinese, okay? The Chinese large cap, BlackRock, okay? So we bought a little bit of that, just very, very few shares, okay? Because remember, the Chinese market dropped in the last year from $31 down to $22, or down to $21. A 32% drop. Now, usually at a 32% drop, everybody who shorted it, a professional who shorted it, he's going to buy his shares back to collect his money. So if I started to short that stock around $31, now it's down to $21. So let's say I made $5,000. Well, I don't get that $5,000. I got to buy the shares back. Okay, so if I sold it short at 31, it's like having an option. I go to you, you own the stock. I say, look, I'm going to borrow the stock from you at 31. And if it goes down, you're going to have to owe me the difference. I'll buy it back from you. And so that stock could have one hell of a rally. We'll talk more about this stock and more stocks when I get back. Phil,
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, okay, are getting the best information, and our listeners like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grande has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. By the way, if you're going to follow us, if you want to be a gang member, you can do it for 10 days. It doesn't cost you any money. It's free, and you get all three charts. You used to just get one chart, the Pro 2. Now you get all three. But you can follow us on FXI, That's the Chinese market, and that's the one that got hit really hard, and we're looking for a big short covering rally in there. And USO, oil, same thing. Oil's starting to go back up again. USO is the United States Oil Fund. Symbol USO is doing pretty good here in the last couple of days. And so we got some small shares on that. We're not taking any big positions on these at all. Just, we call them scouts until we see a lot of action. But what we're looking for, these things got killed. Now we're looking for short covering where you can get these big bounces where you can pick up 15, 20%, 30% in returns. So we're going to be watching these. We've been watching oil for a long time, and I told everybody if oil drops 35%, the barrel, 35%. I was in the oil business. And when it goes down about 32, 35%, everybody starts loading up their tank farms, okay, with oil. And that's when also, boom, the shorts will cover and it goes up. So the last time we did it, we got about, I don't know what it was, 18% return, something like that. But now we're doing it again. So you can follow our FXI, our USO, okay, and then XLE if you want that one instead of USO. And then we're following our gold, okay, AU. Now, AU, our gold, is really doing a nice job right now. Matter of fact, you know, if gold itself is doing terrific, because what used to be resistance for gold, 2000, is now the support for gold. So that's a good deal. So these are things that you rotate to. Now, it may be a month, 2 months, 3 months, but when you hit them big. But everybody's doing just the opposite. They're trying to drain that last little bit of juice out of Meta, out of these 7 stocks. And the 7 stocks, remember, they're not good anymore. Not all of them. You only got 2 they're still leading. So you could check with us and follow us as because that's pretty exciting when you can catch those. All right. Let's get back to what's going on. Okay, so they told us everything's fine. The economy's doing good. Wages are doing good. Everything's terrific, okay? But it isn't, because we can see the truth, all right? Even with an excellent credit score of 800, interest on a new car is 10%. If you have a credit score of 800, you still got to pay 10% on a new car, 13% on a used car. That's why cars are sitting there 75 days compared to 3 to 5 days. Credit, if you have a credit score less than 800, you got to pay on a new car 15%, but 25% on a used car. But yet we're being lied to. They're saying that wages are keeping up with inflation. That's what the White House is saying. And it's a true lie. It's a lie.
Wages are growing faster than inflation.
Imagine saying something like that. It's like the other day when he said, the reason why, this was crazy. He said, the reason why on my watch, 8 million people came across the border compared to his 3 million, because it's his fault. It's his fault. Imagine saying that.
Every day between now and November, the American people are going to know that the only reason the border is not secure is Donald Trump.
Isn't that crazy? Well, you say the same thing about wages. Well, wait, did your wages go up 32%? Because that's what car prices went up. So if you take, for example, right now, a Toyota Tundra Pro, they call it, very popular car. In 2021, it was $54,000. Today, it's $77,000. It's a 43% increase. And Joe's telling us our wages went up. We're going to cover that. What are you, nuts? Now, Biden's monetary policy of increasing the money slide by 42% caused all this to happen. See, he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Remember, he is a government official. He's never worked a job. He's never created anything in his life. He's been sucking off of government for about 60 years, getting a paycheck every week from the government. From the government. Never created anything. He never met a payroll. So for him to go and increase the money supply by 42% was the dumbest thing you could do. And the people he surrounds him with are dopes. Did you ever see them? He doesn't hire them for their intelligence. I'm not going to say it, but you know what he hires them for, but not their intelligence. He doesn't understand how the money supply works. Too much money supply, yeah, it brings rates down. But when it starts outpacing productivity, you get massive inflation. That's why the White House is lying about productivity. Listen to this lie.
The productivity numbers have been awesome. I've been expecting the productivity growth boom.
Boom. Don't believe me, look it up. Last week, when all the manufacturing falling apart, we got the productivity number, the lowest in 70 years. Lowest in 70 years. God, they lie about everything, just like that jobs number last week, all full of lies. But everything's just fine. Well, if everything's just fine, then why is it the small businesses, our cornerstone of our economy, are suffering due to high rates? Real estate suffering. Home sales came to a halt. Credit card holders are suffering. Higher rates. Investment money has dried up. Now that's slowing the economy right down to a snail's pace. There's no productivity. Now, but at the same time, what's Biden doing? He's spending more money than the tax revenue. Is he nuts? So he's going to create another repo crisis like 2008, 2018. No problem. No question about that. But understand, the money supply caused the current banking crisis. And he denies we have a banking crisis. Powell does.
What is the likelihood of another real estate-led banking crisis?
I don't think that's likely.
Likely? We're in a crisis now. He's told to lie, and he lies. How can you not say, how can you say something like that? That money supply caused the current banking crisis. Look what happened. Silicon Valley Bank, First Republic, and Signature went down, right? But what went down last week? Another bank, another community bank, New York Community Bank Corp. And now we have one of the biggest banking crises ever, because now Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic and Signature, they had to realize losses of $50 billion. Well, you know what's going on in this March. Another 180 regional banks have losses $660 billion. And they're going to have to realize those losses. They can't leave them off their books. Investment banks, Citi, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, they have losses $275 billion. But when you hear them at the end of each quarter, well, we did really well. Yeah, we're up $25 billion. Our earnings are up $132 billion. No, it's a lie. They don't report their losses. Isn't that nice? In banking, you don't have to report your losses. I mean, it's just crazy. So, these are all propped up. All the banks are being propped up by the Bank Term Funding Program. $141 billion in loans they gave all these banks. They can't pay them back. And as I told you last week, the commercial loans that they're saying they're not in trouble, are you kidding? The commercial loans, about $6 trillion, $450 to $600 billion are due this March, when the banks are due to pay the Bank Term Funding Program, which they can't because they're broke. We went over this last week. I mean, I can't believe they're saying there's no banking crises. So what's going to happen to the market? I'll tell you when we get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grande can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market. Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you invest in the stock market, take a moment for this important advice.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You've got to stop listening to the fake business news networks because they tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear.
Phil Grande guides you step by step on investing.
You're going to know exactly what the tone of the market is. Do I sell? Do I not sell? Do I buy?
All you need to know is philsgang.com.
Check it out, philsgang.com, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Why are investors listening to Phil Grande of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Today's prices, all of the stocks looked overpriced, but I think NVIDIA stands out as particularly overpriced.
But they've been overpriced for a long time. It doesn't matter if they're overpriced. It's called momentum. That's called momentum today. Nobody cares. It's when that momentum stops. You got to make sure you're already out before these things collapse. But you stay with that momentum until it stops. And the only way you're going to know when that momentum is going to stop is by following it on a chart. Not any chart. We have designed our own color-coded chart, color-coded. So it's following the actual money. And the charts take in all the information that's out there, where it's news, TV, economic, puts and calls, and it takes all the news, puts it together, mixes up, and then it comes out, gives us the direction in which the stocks are going to go because the market's forward looking. I know you don't believe me, but you got 10 days with us where you're going to get all 3 charts free for those 10 days, and you're going to be following us. So you're going to be trading, investing right next to us. You're going to be learning off of us. That's how you become good at anything, whether it's tennis, skiing, when you can learn off of someone right next to them. That's when you're not going by a book or watching some dope on MSNBC or Fox or whatever, right? Okay, so just understand what else they've been lying about. Now, the money supply under Biden increased by 42%. That causes wild inflation. Because when you put that kind of money supply in, you can't produce fast enough. You can't absorb that money. Because what you do is when you get money supply, you produce. And then you sop up that money. But when that outstrips the supply of goods and produces, and they start, what they start doing is they start raising prices and inflation increases. So when you get all this money coming in, you're not producing enough, prices rise, inflation rises. It's the hardest thing in the world to get that money back out. That's why inflation, fear, the fear, is the biggest fear, except this president, it's the biggest fear of all presidents. Because they know once you get tied to that inflation, you can't get, it's hard to get it out. Why? What do you have to do? You have to tighten, you have to start raising rates. Then what happens? The economy slows. And then you're screwed that way. So there's only one ending. You allow a recession to occur. For 14 years, they have not allowed a recession to occur. They keep on doing QE. Every time a recession is going to happen. And why do you need a recession? Because a recession will reset all these prices. Stocks that are at $200 should be at $50, $25, not $200. For 14 years, we've never reset a price. That's why these prices are insane. And that's why you're going to have the biggest crash ever, because we never did a reset. Never, ever, in 14 years. Never was there ever a 14-year timeline where we never gone into a recession. Now remember, when you tighten, when you try to tighten to reduce that money supply, like we're doing now, every time without exception you go into a recession. 1929 to 1933. 1937 to 1938, 1948, 1949, 2020, 2021. We're not going to be an exception. We are going to go into a recession. But what they'll do is try to stop it. They'll print more money and try to drop interest rates back to zero. This is what they've been doing. So they've been making this market, okay, again, so full of fluff. It's just going to collapse under its own weight. I mean, look at some of the prices of the stock. It's insane. But there's tremendous opportunity. There's more opportunity now that they've done that. The opportunity now is better than ever. Because you're going to take the sectors that have not been participating. And all the money's going to rotate to those sectors. Oil, gold miners. That's where they're going to go. They're going to go to oil and gold miners. Materials. Copper, silver. That's where all the money's going to rotate to. You watch. So you have to be on top of those. So you watch your oils, you watch your energy, you watch, again, your gold. All you have to do is watch FXI. That's a great one. That's our Chinese market, right? And that's going to be a beautiful profit. We're going to make a ton of money in that because we just got to wait until the short covering comes in. It hasn't come in yet, but it will. And just like USO, that's our oil. Matter of fact, oil's been going up. This has been going, it went up again today. And so again, we're in that. And same thing, it's showing now that oil is starting to finally, it's not going down anymore. There's no more selling going on. So you got to have, maybe just put 1 or 2 shares of an oil stock to remind you to go look at it. And then our golds, AU or GDX. And then the builders, home builders, short the home builders. But right now, the home builders are going to keep going up as long as the banks keep going up. And the home builders are weird because the way the home builders work is it used to be when you sold a contract on a house, took a contract, it's going to take about a year to build, you could book that contract as a sale and then show up on your financials as a sale and profits. They don't do that anymore. It's been changed. They got to wait until they actually have the close. So a lot of these builders right now, what's happening, houses they started a year ago, 18 months ago, the bigger houses, 18 months ago, they're starting to close now. So it makes it look like when you look at the builder stocks, gee, these are the best stocks. They keep going up. People don't realize. No, they came to the party late, but those are going to collapse big. But the bottom line is this. When you have the money supply like this, Biden put us in this mess. He's trying to say that all this inflation was you and me. We created it. We created it because we got more wages. We went out and spent money. That's us. We're the bad people. We did that, which is so stupid. What a stupid argument. The only people that can cause inflation is the government, by one, spending more money than they take in tax revenue. That's the first way they cause inflation. And two, by printing so much money, keep printing so much money, they can buy treasuries to drop yields down. So mortgage rates are down, so people go buy homes. And when people buy homes, then the builders have to hire people. They have to steal people from each other. They have to raise their wages to get people. That's the inflation, where it comes from. So yes, this market's really screwed up, but we made a lot of money in this market, especially the last rally that we had. The last rally we had has been fantastic. And that's from, remember I told you, from October. And if you remember, I told everybody, matter of fact, I told everybody on October 20th, when we were short the builders, we were short the banks, we were short the tech stocks, I said, we're going to get ready to go long. We'll start out with a swing trade first, and then we go to a position trade. Exactly what we did. Everybody thought we were nuts. So we went to a swing trade first, and then we transferred over to our Pro 2, where we had a position trade. And we've been in S&P since $409 to where we are today, $498. That's a nice return. That's a great return. I think it's about 13%, I think. 10%. Nice, 10%. There's nothing like the spiders. You know, for people who say they don't have time to learn, they don't have time to invest in stocks, yes, you do. You got time to watch a football game. All you got to do is when you join our gang, just say, okay, I want to be in a spider program. That's all I want to do is the spiders. And every day, we do the spiders for you. We tell you exactly, you're right next to us, we tell you exactly what to do. Okay, we're going to buy it here. We're going to add more. Okay, now take some off. Let's not do anything for 2 days. You got a personal coach. And the spiders is the best place to be for people who say they don't have time to learn, they're too busy. You wouldn't make 10% on your 401k. Are you kidding? You're going to give it all back. But when this market crashes at some point, we'll make money on the way down, where your 401k just have to sit there and lose it. Isn't that ridiculous? Join my gang free for 10 days, okay? Don't forget.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make